Ranking the best Super Bowl cards in Madden 24. Today we got a new promo reveal. Today we got the Super Bowl pass, and we're gonna go ahead and get it started right here with the lower overalls, the 92s. Some things to note about these Super Bowl cards. Got some questions about, are they gonna get playoff chem for the playoff team? No, it seems like they're gonna get a new chem called Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl team going to be a 60 out of 60. Now the first card we got right here is Matthew Slater, 6 foot height, 93 speed. Not like a crazy good receiver or anything, but this is a rare time where Matthew Slater, like they usually do him dirty in like the trash tier, but I think he's okay. I think he's a decent budget option potentially. Now after that we do have Logan Wilson. This is a good indication of how they usually do big gold steam teamers, and I mean he's 6'2". It's just a little bit too slow at this point in my opinion, with 91 speed, 90 acceleration. Even if he has 90 zone coverage as well, the block shed's low, and he's gonna get 1 AP lurk artist. It's just we have so many affordable 0 AP lurk artists. For me, he's gonna be in the trash tier. And I have a pretty similar thought to Devin White as well. He's not a bad user, like he's not a trash user, don't get me wrong. 94 speed, 90 block shed. The zone is low, so again, that's why I said he's a user with 93 acceleration. Again, gonna be someone with 1 AP lurk artist, not 0. I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slightly put him mid because he's a good budget user. It's just you have to actually pay for the lurk artist AP. And right after him, we get L'Jarius Sneed. I thought he would get a way higher overall, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think he would have been like godly if he did, but I mean, he's 6 foot, 94 speed this time. The zone coverage a little bit lower, only 87, 88 play rec, 92 man. I think he's a good fast CB though, and I think he's probably going to play a little bit better than his stats indicate. For me, I'm also going to put him in the mid tier. Another card I'm kind of surprised he's a lower overall. It's Josh Norman. Josh Norman going to be 6 foot height, 92 zone, 95 acceleration, 93 speed, 90 man coverage as well. I think he's worse than L'Jarius Sneed, and this isn't his overall rankings throughout the game, but I think on this list he is going to make the trash tier just because I think Sneed is better. And after that, we do get Van Jefferson right here with 94 speed, 90s across the board for route running is really nice, and 6'2". This is a card that I think is actually really good. He's a good receiver in the game, kind of on like a DJ Chark kind of level, and you might be like, 89 team builder DJ Chark, that card sucks. Look at him and then see what I'm talking about. So he has good height, good speed, hits all the route running thresholds. Like, I'm putting him in as a good card. He's actually usable on the theme team as well. Again, he has height, he has speed, he has everything I'm looking for a receiver. And now after that, we got Jimmy G right here. Gonna get that generic 2 release, which I don't love. 80 speed, 94 throw power, hits all the accuracy thresholds, but not gonna get any discounted abilities. For me, it's just like, there's no point to use him at this point. He's also gonna go in this trash tier. And final 92 right here, we get Miles Sanders with 93 speed, 94 acceleration, 78 catching. I feel like Miles Sanders has got a lot of cards this year. Did I just make that up in my head? I don't know, but 92 break tackle, 91 change direction. Usually when Miles Sanders gets cards, I always think they're just like literally okay. I don't really remember him ever getting like a beastly card, but again, I think kind of like a mid-tier running back. I don't hate it. And now this card right here isn't dropping with this promo, but we will get this card February 9th on the EA live stream, and I didn't know whether to include him or not because I wanted to go over him. All you have to do is, again, watch the EA stream on the 9th. Make sure your EA and your Twitch account is linked. If you don't know how to do that, make sure to log into your EA account on like EA.com or whatever their website is. Log in, go to account settings, make sure your Twitch is one of the connections, and then you should be able to start earning some drops. Now Kyle Pitts right here, he has 95 speed, 90 short running, 90 medium, and he has the perfect tight end build, 6'6", 245, gets tight end apprentice or slot apprentice for 1 AP. In my opinion, okay, this Kyle Pitts is going to go ahead and be best at position for me. Now here's the thing, it's so dependent on your offense though. Say you're using potentially someone like William Perry, I think Travis Kelce is better, but say you're using Stroud or you're using McNair, I then think Kyle Pitts is better. Why? Because obviously Kelce is valuable because of that 0 AP tight end apprentice, but Pitts, I think if we took abilities out the game too, he would be the best tight end by far, and he's going to play like the best too. He is going to be a problem. All right, now right here I'm showing the field pass because this is really important. So what you're going to notice is these lighted up X Factor. In total right here we get 2. Now why is that important? Because these 95s we're about to go over, they all have these things that are lighted up X Factors that if you equip that token, you can get one of the X Factors to start. Now I'm going to rank all of them based on if you use that X Factor, right? And the first card we got right here is Doug Williams. Now the biggest thing on Doug Williams that he's a question mark. Like, I don't know. And I might make a specific tier for him because it's all going to depend on his release, which we just don't know right now. From an ability standpoint, looks kind of crazy. Stats standpoint, he does have 92 speed, 96 throw power, amazing accuracies, hits all the thresholds. He's also 6'4" as well. But now, so ability combos right here. So if you chose to use your lighted up X Factor, Power Out Master for 1 AP or for 0 AP is what gets people talking. But in my opinion, that's actually not where the value is because, for instance, right, the needed abilities, in my opinion, Howard Master, Gunslinger, Set Feet Lead, and also Gift Wrapped. if you run the Hot Route Master for 0 right here, now you're running like Fearless right here, and it doesn't really make sense. You would then run Gunslinger stuff, like it doesn't make sense to me. So what I would recommend doing on this card is run the Gunslinger for 0. And by the way, these X factors, I should have said at the beginning, but these X factors stay on the entire time. So yeah, so they're on the entire game. Gunslinger 0 AP. You can then go Hot Route Master for 1. So 1 AP Hot Route Master, 0 AP Gunslinger, 4 AP set feet lead in total for 5, and then another on top of that gift wrapped 6 out of your 8 AP. He is the best AP value quarterback in the game. Going to be release dependent, but right now he is looking like the best quarterback in the game as well. And now after that, we got a left tackle, Andrew Whitworth. I have a big question about this card because they literally said the lighted up token will unlock O-line abilities, 0 AP abilities. I mean, it would have been nice to know which ones, right? I mean, damn. But regular abilities doesn't get anything for 0 right here, so I don't think there's crazy value to run. Maybe a linchpin, I guess now, or maybe threat detector with Doug Williams as well. You have 2 AP to spend. But I mean, from a blocking standpoint, has the best stats in the game for a left tackle. So for me right now, again, just even based on stats, I think he's the best left tackle in the game. And now back to back right here, I probably should have covered these cards first, but these are the login rewards. It's going to be Hines Ward, and they are going to start at an 87. You can choose one of these cards to make a 95. And when we take a look at Hines Ward this time, right? So stat standpoint, 96 speed, which on the full play Super Bowl theme team, going to be 99 speed. Kind of crazy. 90s across the board for route running is great. And for his light up X factor, gets mid and elite for 0. I think that's great. Third down threat, I think that's great. Rack him up. I think yak him up's actually more broken, but he also gets slot apprentice for 0 AP. So like, this is crazy. Like, you don't even really need to run Hot Route Master anymore. There are so many apprentices for 0 AP. And I think getting slot apprentice for 0 AP, I don't know if he's the best position right now because there's also a receiver we're going to cover later. I think Megatron, by far and away, locked down one spot for sure. Best receivers in the game, but he is definitely up there. And honestly, no, I lied. He's up there for best receiver for sure. And now the other login reward right here, we got Chuck Howley. So Chuck Howley against our 87, same exact thing. Stats wise, 95 speed, 96 acceleration. He is a 6'2" middle linebacker and has 94 zone coverage. All that stuff looks great. Now, we take a look at his abilities though, right? Lighted up X factors, lurk artist, 0 AP. He does get universal coverage for 1 AP, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. That's like one step ahead every KO, kind of crazy. And for the custom ability buckets, the thing, can I be honest? I don't love this card because you're going to have to run Lurk Artist for 0 in the lighted up X Factor. And honestly, man, just not getting that as like a regular ability, I think is a big miss. Because imagine you could go like Lurk Artist for 0 and then maybe even like inside shit. Like, in my opinion, I think he's just as good as linebackers we have now. And that's not to say he's a bad card by any means. I'm not saying he's a bad card. I just don't even think he's probably the best middle linebacker in the game. And this one right here, I think might be the most broken one because it's crazy. Warren Sapp right here, 6'2", 20, it's 300 pounds. He's not 203. Anyway, so he has 90 speed, 86 acceleration, 98 block shed, 94 finesse moves, 95 power moves. All that's amazing. Now, he's someone that I would very highly recommend use the lighted up X Factor because Unstoppable Force 1 AP, it is on the entire game. I don't care. Find a way to fit it in. That is actually insane. Ridiculously good. Also, he can get Secure Tackler for 0 as well, and I think that is just a cool ability. I think he is the best card that dropped. I'm not even kidding. I think he's actually broken. We get a Ronnie Lott upgrade right here with 96 speed, 97 zone coverage, 93 man. He's 6 foot height. We take a look at his X Factor and everything for the light up. Deep end zone KO, pick artist, avalanche, power stuff. Like, I mean, deep end zone KO, I'm kind of like moving off of deep end zone KO. And what you could do is pick artist and deep zone KO, which is deep out plus deep in. And I think that's really good for 2 AP. And I think that's where his value is. This is a card that I don't necessarily think you need to run the X Factor on. And I still think he is the best pure free safety in the game. He overtakes Malik Hooker for me. After that, we get another great card right here. We get Terrell Davis with 96 speed, 94 acceleration, 95 break tackle, 96 change direction. And for his lighted up X Factors, backyard halfback, I believe that is essentially running back apprentice plus RB playmaker in the same ability. Also gets evasive for 0 potentially. You could do evasive and energizer for 0 AP, or what you could do as well, right? We might have to change look at his receiving stats, but you could run a short and elite for 1. And I know not a lot of people run man coverage, but still lights up first man coverage. I think like Derrick Henry and them are still better, but he's topping in this great tier for me, man. Like, I just don't think I don't think he's as much of a difference maker as like these cards from an ability standpoint, but I can definitely see the argument. If you say he's the best at a position, like I see it, but I think Derrick Henry or even Peyton Hillis with that angry runs, I think he'd probably still make my S tier running back. I don't think he's the best running back in the game, but he is an S tier running back. After that, we get Herb Adderley. He's 6 foot height, 96 speed, 95 man coverage, 95 zone. And this is where it gets kind of crazy. So Zone Hawk, I wouldn't actually recommend running. I believe it doesn't even give like any KOs or anything, but flat zone KO for 0 is really, really nice. So you get flat zone plus mid zone, and he's basically like a perfect slot CB at that point. Like he's going to play everything over the middle of the field. And also what you could do is potentially like you go flat zone, mid zone, and if you want to overkill it, you could then go deep out zone KO, and he would have every single KO on the sideline for 4 AP. It's a lot of AP on defense, but it's actually pretty nice. I think it depends what you want to do with this card, but I definitely think he has a role. I think he makes like my top 5 CBs for sure. It's just kind of interesting because I think he's a great slot CB with that flat zone KO potentially for 0, and it all is dependent if you're running that lighted up X factor. Like I think like Doug Williams and Warren Sapp are probably in the lead on the lighted up, but again, if Doug Williams has like generic 1 or something, then I'd say run it on Herb Adderley. And now we get our 96 overall LTDs. First one we got is Cam Chancellor, and this card gets dual threat as an X factor. Now you want to know what would have been broken on this card is if 3-3 to 3-3-5 wide was still good, because this would essentially be like unstoppable force, and he would be such a beastly pass rusher. But he does get Enforcer Supreme, which is cool. Pick artist for 0, mid zone for 1, deep zone KO for 1. So in my opinion, again, this is a card you don't necessarily need to run the X factor on. He's 6'3" though, 96 speed, 90 man coverage, 97 zone coverage. This is again a card I don't think you need the X factor on, but even if you don't run the X factor, I think he's the best strong safety in the game. So I'm putting him here. Very similar to what I said about Ronnie Lott. And final card of the video right here, we got Plaxico Burress. So Plaxico Burress, 6'5", 96 speed, 90s across the board for route running. Now for his lighted up X factors, this is what I think is crazy. Wide receiver apprentice for 0. Now, if you want to run that, that's very smart. It depends on the quarterback you have. Also, deep elite's a pretty good one too. I think wide receiver apprentice though, so this could be your slot receiver. Like he could get all the hot routes you want in the slot, or if you're running hot route master, guess what? This is another card where you don't need to worry about the X factor because he's that good. I think him and Calvin are by far and away wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. This isn't an indication of where he ranks like in the game, but he's definitely like right here for me. And I think he's a better card than Hines Ward. And you don't have to use the lighted up X factor though either. So people that are S tier because of the X factor, definitely Warren Sapp, Doug Williams, potentially Herb Adderley, not really Hines Ward either, but like Plax, Cam, and Ronnie Lott, you don't need the X factor on. But Warren Sapp, I think, turns into a god. And I mean, this is probably the most amount of best at position cards we've gotten in a promo in forever. Yeah, boys, this has been my thoughts on the Super Bowl Pass Part 1 drop. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know who you guys are picking up for this drop. On this channel, you can definitely expect gameplay on Warren Sapp. He's going to be on my team. Probably Doug Williams as well. And maybe if we get Hines Ward up, we'll get him as well. But yeah, the big two for me, Warren Sapp and Doug Williams, are people that I really want to try out. If you guys did enjoy this video though, you enjoy content like this, want to stay up to date with the best cards in Madden, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you guys do want to watch me get some gameplay with these cards live, I'm going to be streaming at 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, testing out these playoff cards. If you want to watch that on YouTube, make sure to hit that noti bell on YouTube as well. Or if you want to watch on Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here because I rank the best running backs in Madden 24.